Hello everyone, this is WarhwawkBeyond 2040 bringing to you some very sad news from the world of DC Comics, where it has been announced that legendary comic book writer and DC Comics editor Denny O Neil has sadly passed away at the age of 81 years old. And in my honest opinion, Denny O Neil was one of the most important and influential comic book writers of all time. I would go out to say that he played a very important role in revitalising the Batman character from the ground up. And what I mean is, after being this campy, goofy crime fighter for over a decade, Denny O Neil decided to bring more of a serious approach back to the Batman character by telling more ground-based, serious stories. And some of my favourite Batman stories of all time were written by Denny O Neil. Stories like There's No Hope in Crime Alley, which would later become the classic Batman the Animated Series episode called Appointment in Crime Alley. He also done one of my favourite story arcs of all time, Birth of the Demon, which introduced a brand new character, Ra's al Ghul, and he also introduced Ra's al Ghul's daughter, Talia al Ghul, in Daughter of the Demon, which later was adapted for the animated series in an episode called Off Balance, and it was later expanded upon for the Batman animated series in a two-parter episode called The Demon's Quest. And he also wrote one of my favourite Joker stories of all time called The Joker's Five-Way Revenge. But he didn't just do stories of Batman, he did the classic Green Arrow and Green Lantern comic book. He also did loads of Justice League stories, you name it, he's done it all. And he even did several stories for Azrael, the Jean-Paul Valley version of Batman. He done stories for The Flash, Challengers of the Unknown, DC Retroactive, you name it, this guy's name is everywhere, and he was one of my all-time favourites. I have a lot of love and great respect for this man, and it is a real shame that he's sadly no longer with us. And he was always a guy that when he had something to say, you listened. And if you look at a lot of the DC animated movies with lots of extras, you'll see there's an interview with him, and he always had something interesting to say, and he always told it like it is. And that's one of the main things I always respected him for the most, was he always spoke his mind. And if he felt that Batman wasn't the way it was supposed to be, he would just tell you how it is. And I always loved that about him, and I am deeply saddened that he's no longer with us, but his great work lives on forever. As far as I'm concerned, he was DC, he was one of the main guys of DC. I would definitely put him up there with the Frank Millers and the Bruce Timms and the Dick Sprangs of the world. He was awesome, and I am sorely saddened to hear about this, and I'm going to miss him so much. And thank you, Denny O Neil, for all of the great Batman stories you've given us for many, many years, and your body and legacy of work will live on forever, and may you rest in peace.